right. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to pick the 5 greatest video game consoles of all time. It's gonna take a lot of sweat, blood, tears, toil, work, but I am gonna do it. I need a beer for this. Keystone Light. The Atari 7800. Now, you might ask, why not the Atari 2600? Well, the 7800 is actually a 2600 in disguise. It contains the full Atari 2600 hardware in addition to the additional 7800 hardware. It also works with all 2600 accessories, controllers, and that sort of thing. Plays all 2600 games, as well as the extra 7800 games, and certain arcade ports that weren't done so well on the 2600 are much better on the 7800. Those include Ms. Pac-Man, Galaga, Centipede, among many others. That's why I've included the 7800 instead of the 2600. The Sony PlayStation 2. Now I know, there are a lot of Sony fans that are going to argue with me and feel that this should be number 1, as it did sell 125 million systems, is the best-selling video game console of all time, and is still available brand new on retail shelves. But I do feel that there are other consoles that are more historical in nature and definitely have more of the types of games that I like to play. Being 4th out of the top 5 is definitely not a bad thing, considering the 100 or so systems that have been released in the past 30 years. I believe the Sony PlayStation 2 deserves a solid 4th place. The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people, much like with the PlayStation 2, that believe this system should be number 1. There are many great franchises that started on the NES, many of which are still around today. Super Mario Brothers, Ninja Gaiden, Contra, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But choices had to be made, the rankings had to be made, and even though the Nintendo Entertainment System single-handedly rescued the video game industry from what appeared to be total demise after the video game crash of 1983, there are still 2 other systems that I feel trump the NES. Duke of Earl. That's right. This is the Duke controller for the Microsoft Xbox. I don't even know if I can fit this thing in the frame of my webcam. It is so massive. When Microsoft set out to create a video game console, they wanted to be bigger, badder, better than anybody else out there. And I feel with this console, they succeeded. The Microsoft Xbox is heavy. This thing could weigh 20 pounds. It is a monster. But you know what? It had the guts to back up its size and weight. It had a processor that was twice as fast as that of the PlayStation 2. It had high-definition quality graphics, even though HD TVs weren't quite widely available at that time. It was still capable of outputting 720p and even 1080i for a few select titles if you had the appropriate accessory and an HD television that could display it. It had a built-in hard drive. It had GeForce graphics. The list of qualities of the Microsoft Xbox go on forever. I love this system. I think it is one of the coolest systems ever. Like I said, it's bigger, it's badder. This thing could crush a PlayStation 2 with its sheer mass. And on top of all of that, every great PlayStation 2 game that was made, a lot of the times if it was done by a third party, it was ported over to the Xbox. As well, the Xbox also had some great exclusive franchises such as Halo 1 and 2, Fable, Project Gotham Racing. So everything the PlayStation 2 had, the Xbox had, and then some. That's right, kids. The Sega Genesis. The 16-bit system that wrestled Nintendo's stranglehold away from them on the video game industry. When this system came out, there was nothing else. The NES was on its last legs. The SNES was years away, and Sega capitalized on that opportunity to make one killer game system. Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Phantasy Star, Shining Force, Revenge of Shinobi, Strider. The list of games, whether arcade or first party from Sega themselves, is just amazing. The library of shoot-'em-ups for the Sega Genesis just blows the competition out of the water. Thunder Force, Hellfire, just Gaiaris. You can go on and on and on. Truxton, which was made by Sega themselves. There is no shortage. The sports titles from Electronic Arts, which definitely played better on the Genesis than the Super Nintendo because of the additional processing power available to the Genesis. There was no other game in the late 80s, early 90s than the Sega Genesis.